that.
All right. How you fellas doing? Yeah, you all good?
Yo, best one. Man,
Yeah,
like,
yes. What's good? What's good? Sorry, I've been here. I've been here listening to everything. I'm playing Call of Duty at the same time, but I'm just here, just chilling as well and listening. I got a question to ask you guys. Yeah, right. We've got three mature individuals. Yeah, right, where we can have a
Trying
football
to butter us up
conversation.
to
Now,
we
yeah.
agree with him.
Pardon?
I said you're trying to butter us up so we agree with
No, 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 no. It's nothing to agree with me or anything. I actually just have an actual question, all right, and I just need an actual. Well, I just want to get your guys' opinion, all right? Okay, all right.
Mhm.
Now, you know, we're all in a group chat, yeah, right? And the man them, they all know I congratulated Spurs when they won that Europa League, all right? Okay.
Mm.
Now, the same with Liverpool. I said I will congratulate Liverpool if they won the Premier League, and I did that. CM can vouch for me, on that, so I'll just leave that. But my question is, yeah, right? My question is on North London, all right? In terms of in terms of the season, all right, I just want to know who had the better season. I just want to know who had the better season, and I want you. It's just a question. It's a question. I just want to get your opinion. That's it.
To
Can
find,
I answer?
yeah, you go, gospel, because you don't really.
You can say define it if you want. You can ask the question, define
Okay.
better season. But no.
Okay.
I mean, no. Clocks might still ask the question, but I've got my answer regardless of whatever that is.
So do I. I've got
Okay.
my answer as
And
well. I've got my answer as
my
well.
answer is it's Spurs. For me, it's hands down Spurs.
All right.
Spurs have
So,
won
all
it.
right.
I'll explain my reason. Unless you want to go, but I can explain my reasoning as well.
No. Go on.
Yeah.
Explain. You guys can
Spurs-
explain your reasoning, yeah, right. And then if it's anything to probe or anything, then I'll probably come in. But I'm just gonna leave you guys to talk to talk, and then I'm just listening. That's just it.
Yeah, no, my whole thing is Spurs, that if you remove the trophy drought from the equation, regardless, Spurs have won a trophy. People will cuss Europa all they want, but Europa is still something that people want to win. It's not Champions League, we know that, but it's not Conference League either. So they've won Europa, yeah. Arsenal was trying to win Europa a few years back, let's not forget. So they've won a trophy, they've ended their trophy drought. Arsenal didn't end their European trophy drought. And then you've also got the fact that then brings them into the Champions League as well, which means now they've also got Champions League based off of the trophy they've just won. Terrible Premier League season. Nobody should ever dispute that or ever try to say, oh yeah, just because they won the Europa League that they've had a decent season. Their season's still been pretty trash because their Premier League, their domestic league, their domestic season has been terrible. But they've had the better season because they've got accomplishments at the end of the season to say, we've done this. Arsenal don't have that. Unless you want to, like we keep saying, unless you want to say second place is an accomplishment. Arsenal
It's
can't
not.
say that.
It's
Right?
not.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not, bro. Semi-finals and second place is not an accomplishment in the grand scheme of things. So Spurs can say, I won a final. Arsenal can't say that. Spurs can still say, despite coming 17th, I'm in the Champions League next season. So, again, who's had the better season? It's got to be Spurs, man.
All right. Can I say one thing? Yeah, right. So are we? Are we going to say? All right, Jace, do you agree with that? Just out of curiosity, yeah.
I think that Arsenal achieved Champions League qualification and Spurs achieved Champions League qualification and they got a cup to go with it. So I think it's hard to argue that in terms of honours that they had a more successful season. But say that they won the Europa League and that did not come with Champions League qualification, then the answer would be no, because I feel like qualifying for the Champions League is more valuable than winning some BTEC trophy. I don't rate the trophy. I rate the fact that it qualifies them for the Champions Leagues.
I think that if it didn't come with Champions League, I think it would be more techie. But I wouldn't argue with you with what you just said. I would say that you could probably have either or opinion. But yeah, I think it would just be more techie if there was no Champions League, because they still have a trophy at the end of the day. Even if you don't rate the trophy, it's the trophy. But I hear you. If there was no Champions League involved, it then brings down the accomplishment.
That honest to God, that competition, when Arsenal are in it, I do not watch it.
Does it bring down the accomplishment though?
Yeah, in terms of that's not a trophy I want to win. Like without the Champions League qualification, it's on par. Well, it's better than the League Cup, but worse than the FA Cup, in my opinion. So,
That's where it gets a bit techie. I
Yeah,
kind of
it gets
agree with that. I
techie.
kind of don't. Like, ask me another day, I might say I don't agree with that. But I think at the moment I agree with that. If that cup doesn't come with Champions League trophy, I don't think that cup's worth winning. If I'm being brutally honest,
I agree.
I'm not gonna lie. But then you can say that about FA Cup. You can say that about League Cup. Their cup's not really worth winning because it only really means you're only getting into Europa, or it only means you're getting into what's it called, conference.
Mm.
When I look back at history, like I'm just gonna summarize it. I want to hear what Best one has to say about it. I'm just gonna quickly summarize my feelings of this because I agree with what we both said, and it's what I've been saying in the group. When you look back on history, and you're gonna look back on a list of honors, and you look back on a list of who's won something in 2025, it's gonna say Spurs won something. It's not gonna say Arsenal won anything. So if I look back now and you ask me that question, who's had a better season? It has to be Spurs. As much as Arsenal are in a better place, and I would much rather be Arsenal in terms of where they are as a football club, it's hard to argue to say that they had a better club season than Spurs because they didn't. They got to the Champions League semi-final, which, again, we all know, as much as Jason can joke about it, we all know PSG dog walked you lot. And then in the league, Liverpool dog walked you lot as well. So really and truly, like it's not like you can say you even ran Liverpool close or you even ran PSG close. You never did. So it's not like you had an amazing season. I won't lie. I think I'd much rather, if you ask me whose season would I have rather had, Spurs. It's that real.
Okay, all right. So I've heard it. All right. Okay. Now let me just say this, yeah, right. As I said again, I'm not jealous. Let me just say this: I'm not jealous at the fact that Spurs won the Europa League, yeah, right. I'm pissed. Could be the word for it. I'm pissed that my team, all right, didn't accomplish anything. That's just one thing. Spurs, and all the Spurs fans that we know, I said it to them. Listen, I challenged Spurs to win it. They went on and they won it. I congratulated them. All right, I have no business. My thing is, yeah, right, okay. The issue I have with this whole conversation, all right, and in a way, yeah, I don't know if you could say it kind of contradicts a lot of things that people say, all right, is that I'm only looking at I'm looking at the league. Yes, they won the trophy, but I'm looking at the league position as well. If the thing is, yeah, right. Are we really going to sweep under the carpet in terms of the league position that they're in, and just literally look at just trophies? Because if that's the case, yeah, right. If that's the case, then it's just like, what's the point of a league position? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm only looking at.
But I'm going to ask you that question. What is the point of a league position? If you're finishing second to 17th, what's the point?
No. But the thing is, here's the thing. All right. All right. So are you agreeing? Yeah. There's no point of looking at league positions from now on.
No, that's not what I'm agreeing. I'm saying that when it comes to trophies and the priority of these trophies are and what you can win from these trophies, you have to look at those before you look at the league position. If you're not winning the league, if you're not winning the league, if you're not winning the league, then I'm sorry, I'm taking a trophy elsewhere. It's that real.
All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I hear what you're saying, but let me say this, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would agree, all right, that Spurs would had a much more better season than Arsenal, all right, if they finish somewhere from top 6 to top 7. If they finish a bit higher in the table, then fair enough. I would agree with that. The only issue is, and I've had this conversation, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything, by the way, all right? My issue is, all right, because of their league position is why I'm kind of like, I can't really agree that Spurs had a better season than Arsenal. You can't be losing 22 games, all right, finishing that position, and then we just overlook it. We sweep it under the carpet. I can't, unfortunately, because if the roles reverse, yeah, right. I guarantee. I'm just saying. I don't know. You could disagree with me, by the way. All right. I'll guarantee the conversation of Arsenal losing 22 games, finishing 17th place, will be a topic up in topic. All right, and that's all I can really say.
I agree. If Arsenal were in Spurs' position, it'll be a lot more banter for you lot.
Yeah.
100%. But I still disagree. I disagree with the point that people will be saying Spurs had a better season than Arsenal. People will still say Arsenal had a better season than Spurs because you won Europa and you're in the Champions League, the same position that Spurs are second, and got the exact same thing.
We'd have
So
the
I don't know.
we'd have the same
Alright.
argument if United won the trophy. And United
No,
are
no,
a bigger
no.
club.
But the thing is, hold on. But the thing is, when Arsenal finished second and United won the trophy, I don't know. You could probably. I think CM could be the only person that could come at me for this one. Yeah, right. And I'm not gonna say pause because we're grown men. All right. I don't believe Arsenal had. You know what? I would still believe Arsenal still had a better season than United, even though they finished. What was it? 8th, I think it was. Clocks.
Yeah, eighth in FA Cup.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, remember the roles reversed at that time when Arsenal finished 8th and United finished 2nd. All right. Could you still say that Arsenal had a better season than United that season?
Did we
Well,
qualify
when
for
Arsenal
Champions
finished
League?
8th and won the FA Cup and we didn't win anything.
Yeah.
100% you had a better season, and that was the
Alright.
talk on Twitter.
Alright.
That was the talk on social media that we finished 8th, but we won the FA Cup, so we had a better season than United. And I think we finished, if I remember correctly, we did finish second, or we finished third.
You finished
No,
second that season.
Yeah,
You finished
second,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
finished second.
Yeah.
So the thing is, for me, yeah, obviously, I'm trying to keep it consistent from my end. All right. I'm just trying to keep it consistent for me. All right. And I'm just stating that I don't believe Spurs had a better season than Arsenal. If we talk trophy wise, yes, they completed an objective Arsenal didn't, and I'll give them that one. But for me, I can only look at the league position that they finished. If they finish
I don't
higher,
know, man. I don't
no, but this is my. But obviously, Clocks, as I said, yeah, you can always disagree. I just wanted to have a conversation in it. You understand?
No, I respect your
right?
conversation. I respect it. And trust me, I hear you. This is one of your. I'll be real. This is one of your more sensible arguments because there's a lot of logic.
Oh
in
my
what you're saying.
god! What do you mean? This guy?
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot. No, but there's a lot of sense. I'll give you credit where it's due because there's a lot of sense in what you're saying. But I just think that I feel like there's more argument about what you're saying in regards to Man United and FA Cup, 8th and FA Cup. I feel like Tottenham winning Europa League and 17th is a stronger argument in my opinion because I just feel like the Europa League has such precedence now. It's so important now. It's like, yeah, they got the exact same thing you got. The exact same thing you got. And the worst thing is the joke writes itself because they lost 22 games, but they're still playing in the same competition as you next season. So and they got a cup out of it. So I don't know, man. I can't say Arsenal had a better. Nah, Tottenham had a better season. They did. Arsenal are in a better trajectory. Arsenal are in a better project. Arsenal are in a better place. Absolutely. Arsenal are a better team.
So a quick question. So a question is. So my question again. No, my thing. All right. So do we from now on yeah, right? Because of what Tottenham have accomplished, do we now ignore league positions from now on? I just want to see the list.
Bro, it's context, isn't it? That's it. If they won the FA Cup, my answer would be no. Like, so that season that you were talking about, where we finished 8th and United finished 2nd, and we won the FA Cup. In my opinion, they had a better season than us because they qualified for the Champions League. There is more monetary value in doing that, and it is better for the future of your club. Like Manchester United are finding out now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to qualify for the Champions League. And if you don't, I don't want an FA Cup. I would rather qualify for the Champions League. That's what the money is at.
Are you saying that? Let me interject. Are you saying that because you've won plenty of FA Cups? Or are you generally saying that because, you think second actually holds more value than FA Cup?
No. I'm saying that Champions League qualification matters more than an FA Cup. Because in terms of monetary
financially,
value,
yes.
Yeah.
Financially,
and
yes.
that's what your club is built on, right? Like without finances, you have to start.
This conversation is getting very techie. It's like you're right because the finances matter, but then also history and trophies matter. Are we forgetting that? Like I feel like
I hear you, but like if you're in a position where you're given 100 million, and they said, all right, you qualified for the Champions League. Here is 100 million. Your club is in a better position to then go and win trophies. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I don't know, man. I feel like it might be preference, but for me,
that one's very it's a techie question. That man, it's like that's also context as well because I feel like Man United would probably rather with being the Champions League than winning the FA Cup. Absolutely. And I feel like an Arsenal fan would say that. But then ask someone who's a Tottenham fan or ask someone who's I don't know. I feel like they prefer the cup because it's like it's history, it's cups, it's tradition. It's like I don't know. Oh, it's tough. Yeah, I don't know, man. I question that. This is a tough combo, but in my opinion, I'm not going to deviate from my answer anyway. I'm not ignoring league positions, but I still feel like the cup that Spurs won, the cup they won,
Gives them qualification.
gives them the better. The fact if they won a League Cup or they won an FA Cup, this conversation goes a different way. In my opinion, it might be a bit more legs to the argument, but in my opinion, because it's the Europa League, because it gets you Champions League, because it's a trophy, because they win money from the Europa League and they win money from the Champions League now. They had a better season. Allow it, man. They had the best season, bro.
Yeah. Say it was an FA Cup or a League Cup, and they've chopped 22 L's in the Premier League. There is no fucking way I would hear anyone telling me, "Oh yeah, Tottenham had a better season." You know? No, they fucking did not. No, they didn't. They're not in the Champions League. They barely escaped relegation, and they won a trophy for the first time in 17 years. I don't want to hear that. No. They could miss me with that, bro. But
I said they skip relegation. They never look like getting relegated. But I get your point, though.
17, but like today, someone posted in the group. It was they're the only team or something to chop 22 L's and not get relegated.
Yeah. If it was all them Wiggins
That's
and Bolton
bad.
from years ago, they would have been relegated because I think they only got 38 points. Remember back in the day, it was 40 points. The mark. I think they only got 38 points this season. So yeah, they would have possibly been relegated.
Wait. Spurs got how many points?
38.
Spurs got 38 points.
Yeah, 38 points.
No, get him gone.
That's horrible, isn't it?
What team was it that got relegated on that 41 points or 42 points a few seasons ago? Like, was that West Ham or something like that?
I remember vaguely someone getting one. It happened once where someone got relegated with 40 points or something like that. I can't remember who though.
I feel like it was
But-
West Ham. It was the last day of the season as well. I feel like it was that one of them teams that they were doing quite well. Not well, but you know what I mean, innit? Like the point is a bit of a disparity in regards
Yeah,
to
Spurs got 38 points, boy. They lost
38
4. Yeah, lost 4 in the
Get
last
'em out
5.
of here, man.
Spurs are in trouble. I don't think I'm so upset we lost them in the final. I think I'm so upset.
Get him 38 points. That's what me angry, you know. 38 points.
If it wasn't for the fact that Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich were terrible, yeah, Spurs would have been in banging trouble this season,
They would have
100%.
been in trouble, bro. So this is what I meant. But the fact that it gives them qualification, that is a no-brainer. That's where it becomes cut and dry. Do you know what I mean? They had a better season, even though they stunk in the league. In the
Wigan.
ends, when the chips are down, they did have a better season until
This guy, your women's Champions League.
we got a golden frying pan for that one.
That's right. Well done. Your women won a Champions League, man. Good job. It's good that somebody in your club, men or women, was able to actually do the business, isn't it? You don't have actual perennial bottlers. There are some people
Calm
there
down
that
with that stuff, please. Calm down.
Right, yeah. So, no, it was West Ham. West Ham were the ones
I
to
know
get
it.
relegated, but that's mad. They got 42 points. It was
42
West Ham,
points,
you're
I
right.
was right. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
2002, 2003. I just looked it up. West Ham.
I'm surprised it's that
42
far
points
back.
and they got relegated.
I'm surprised it's that far back though. I remember the team. I remembered it was over 40 points, but I'm so shocked it was that far back.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. 2002, 2003. Crystal Palace technically are the team with the most points to be relegated but that was back in 1992, 1993 when it was
More games.
42 matches when it was 22 teams in the league. I think it was. Crystal Palace got 49 and they got relegated. So, but yeah, when in the 38 games format, it's West Ham 42 points.
Yeah, man. Nah, get Spurs gone. I have to make a video about that because that's ridiculous. 38 points. That surviving on 38 points is nothing new, but you're Spurs.
Yeah.
You're who was I speaking to the other day, and I was that Spurs are just a pretender, a top 6 pretender. They're not even top 6 no more, man. They were placed with. I want to say Newcastle. Yeah, it would be Newcastle because Newcastle qualified, didn't they?
Yeah, to be honest, Spurs are only lucky that if it wasn't for the fact that they beat us in that final, Spurs would be. I think this would have been like their 4th or 5th season without Champions League football.
Newcastle
Yeah, that's
won.
nuts.
Newcastle in the top 6.
They
Eddie Howe, yeah.
scammed that trophy as well, bro. Like, if we look at
To
their
be
cards
honest,
and shit
whoever
like
won that final, let's be real, whoever won that final scammed that
that,
trophy.
yeah.
100%.
I disagree, you know.
No.
Yeah, at
No,
least
I
maybe
disagree.
not
No,
take
no,
the
no, no, no.
harder
Seriously,
route,
no.
do you know
No,
what I
hear me out. 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 I didn't realize this until at the final. United didn't lose a match, did they?
No, they didn't.
So how would they have scammed scam the final or scam the trophy if they won it
Because
from not
we,
losing?
to be fair, we did beat Sociedad, we did beat
You beat what's
Bilbao,
in,
who were the favourites at that point,
I hear you. I hear
and all
you.
of that.
But you beat what's in front of you, bro. We know this. You beat what's in
Yeah.
front of you, and if you lose, innit? You beat what's in front of you.
No, but
and
that's what I'm saying. We actually beat
Yeah.
some good teams.
So
we,
you
we
showed-
didn't beat Bodo Glimt. We didn't beat,
Yeah.
you know, all these other teams that Spurs beat. We actually beat some pretty good teams.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we still would have scammed it because our form at the beginning in the group stages was terrible,
Mm.
and obviously our league form as well. But in terms of actually Europa, we actually beat, like, because we beat Bilbao 4-1, we beat Sociedad 4-1, we beat Bilbao 3-0. We beat,
The only team I really feel like you scammed was Leon. The only team I think you scammed really. Besides them, I feel like you deserve to probably get to the final unbeaten, and really and truthfully, it shouldn't be Spurs. To be real, I think Spurs scammed it. If you won it, I wouldn't have said you scammed it. Yes, your league form, and your form outside of the Europa was trash. I hear that. Similar thing to when Liverpool won Champions League, but then came fifth in the league. It's a similar thing. Like they probably, I mean, did they deserve Champions League actually? Now that I think about it, they had to come back against Milan. They had the phantom goal against Chelsea. I don't know if Liverpool deserved it, actually. Forget that one. That's a bad example. But Chelsea's a better example. That's a bad example. Forget it. You lot deserved it, man. You lot probably deserved it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like we deserve that cup more than Spurs, definitely. That's probably a little bit biased, obviously, but I think if you look at the teams we've beaten and the fact that we've beaten a lot of these teams like 4-0, 4-1, you know, we came back against Lyon, obviously, and did that, you know. But at the end of the day, Spurs definitely scammed that cup. They should not. They should not be in that Champions League. But it is what it is. You beat what's in front of you, and they did. So, but it's mad because if you look at, I'm looking at the table now. Birmingham got relegated on 38 points. Blackpool got relegated on 38 points. Middlesbrough got relegated on 38 points. Sheffield United got relegated on 38 points. Man City got relegated on 38 points. Hull City got relegated on 38 points. Blackburn Rovers got relegated on 38 points. Bear teams got relegated on 38 points, you know. Ipswich as well. In back when they had that Marcus Stewart and all them guys. 38 points, they got relegated. So yeah, Charlton, Burnley. There's a lot of teams that get relegated on 38 points. So I don't know how
they barely survived, escaped relegation. That's
But
facts.
the problem is with context, it wasn't even barely because the teams below them were so bad that you can't even say they barely survived. That's the only thing. You can't even, if you put it into context, it wasn't even barely survived. But when you look at it from the context of look at your points, for flip's sake, why are you still here?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, why are you still
joke.
here? If the standard
Spurs are
of
a
the
joke.
league is so low, you are going to get smacked up next season. If Leeds and these teams that come up actually behave like a Premier League team should, they're gone. They should be gone. They should get out of here, man.
I don't think
They're
they're
not
going to
gonna
be
be
that
gone.
bad again. Yeah,
They're not
Spurs
gonna
won't be that bad again.
bad.
They won't be that bad again.
They'll be able to make signings as well because they've got Champions League. Flipping.
Yeah.
I'm actually upset, you know. I want them to actually want to get relegated now. Because how dare you? How dare you survive on 38 points and get a trophy? And you're supposed to be top 6.
I would actually love that, you know. I would
Well,
celebrate that.
if they keep Big Ange as a possibility, because I'm not convinced by that guy, man. I don't care if he beat us in the final or not. I'm not convinced by that guy, man. I think he's washed. Very lucky
He's
to.
whack. He refuses to pivot too, and in this league, you're really going to struggle unless you got like another way of. You've got to be able to mix it up in certain games. Like not every game is the same. Do you know what I mean? It's you've got to be able to switch it up here or there, make some changes, but you have to make some kind of changes. Do you know what I mean? You can't just look at today. They got absolutely whooped today. You know?
Yeah, they got cooked. They got cooked at home as well. Cooked.
You see that second goal? He just backheeled. It was embarrassing, bro. They played like a team that were getting relegated.
I mean, by this point, they probably just didn't care.
Shocking.
Not that I'm defending them, but I just think at this point, it's like whatever in it. That's
Probably,
how
but
that's how Liverpool were performing as well.
probably they probably are at this point thinking, yeah, well, we got the cup. That's what mattered to us, or whatever. But it's embarrassing. It's still embarrassing. What Best One said is valid. Like I said, I understand the logic because it's like I can't believe that a team that's lost 22 times is having a better season than my team. Like it's mad. I hear it, but yeah, it's yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh dear. So, what about you, Clocks? What do you think your team is gonna need to bring your team back to where they need to be?
You asked me. You remember? I'm not sure if you remember. I remember you asked me. It was just me on the stream.
Oh, was
and
that
you
last
asked me
week, innit?
about
Last time.
signings. Yeah, and remember I told you. Remember I said to you, we need a new goalkeeper. Remember I said it to you then. I said, I remember your face. Like I know you thought we needed more important positions, but I said to you, we need a new goalkeeper. I'm more of the ilk now that's more important than anything. I think like if we don't get a new goalkeeper first, or we don't, that's the first position we need to address now, in my opinion. Both our goalkeepers are trash, hot garbage. We definitely need a new few good signings. I'm glad we've got Cunha on the way. That's a good signing.
You said a few. So how many are we talking? Like how many
I,
players?
I think we need six. I think we need six signings.
6.
Six first team signings.
Yeah. See, I think you need first team signings.
We need a whole front three attack.
I'm gonna say
Really, unless I mean Ahmad is I mean I guess Ahmad cool, but I'd say we definitely need a new striker, a new left with number 10. We need a new midfielder. We need a new right back. We need a new goalkeeper. So that's 5 there in itself. And like I said, if you want to maybe put Ahmad as a wing back possibly, then you're going to need another number 10 or another centre back at least because Lindelof's going, Evans is going, Martinez obviously come back from injury, but Martinez, De Ligt, Euro, you kind of probably need someone else to cover them as well. Maguire's good as backup, but yeah, I'm saying we definitely need about 5-6 first team players minimum.
I think even that. I think you're being kind. I genuinely think when I look at your squad, like is Bruno going? Yeah?
I think, in my most humble of opinion, he's not going.
Who's this, sir?
Okay.
Bruno.
Yeah, if he's not going, that kind of changes things. But I'm saying first team players. I feel like you probably need 7. I genuinely think it's that bad. Do you know what I mean? Because I look at the players that I want to keep, right? And you've got your Euro, Martinez, Ahmad, Bruno, and Mainu. And apart from that, there just ain't really anyone else there that I would want to keep. Do you know what I mean? I feel that is the core, and I feel like you build teams around those 5 players. And but apart from that,
Yeah, I mean, as a squad,
You've got
I'd agree
first
being
players.
7 or 8. As a squad, I'd probably say 7 or 8 players. But I'm talking first. I'm saying first team. I'm talking who's going to go in straight away first team. And
so who do you keep from your first team currently?
so if everyone's fit, I'm probably going to keep that back three of Martinez, De Ligt, and Euro. I'm going to keep that back three.
Yeah, that is actually not that bad, really, on
Yeah,
paper.
yeah. Because De Ligt was actually very good until he got injured. He's just bloody injury prone. That's his problem. And it seems like Lisandro Martinez is injury prone as well. But I would keep that three. I think that three is fine. I would also keep Dorgu at the moment. He's a project, so I'd keep him. Yeah, I'd insert Mainu. I'd insert Bruno, and yeah, I'd keep that. Yeah, that's 6 there. I'd keep. So you got to replace the 3 up front, possibly, and even Ahmad I'd keep actually. So yeah, I think 5 is pretty accurate. First team.
But some of them are like,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know, like because you need depth as well, right? So then some of them players, like you just said, like De Ligt, with if you're banking on his fitness and shit like that, and Martinez, if you're like, we're sort of playing dice at this point, you know what I mean? Because who are you relying on?
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying first. When I say first team, I'm talking about first 11. The first 11, I'd keep. I think we need about 5 signings for our first 11, maybe 4. Because I'm not really. Ahmad, I'll keep forgetting that, but I'm like Ahmad. Yeah, Ahmad can actually play in that front 3. But if we're talking about a squad, oh yeah, we need probably 8 or 9 signings. Yeah, definitely, because Eriksen's going. Evans is going, Lindelof's going, both
I
our
feel like
goalkeepers look like
there's
going, Hoyland's probably going. So in terms of depth and stuff, but I'm just talking about who's going to come in and make us challenge again, or make us challenge is a strong word, make us competitive again. I'd say yes. I think we need about 4 or 5 first team players. Absolutely, like first 11. When I say first team, first 11, 100%,
yeah.
100%.
And I think even then you're still going to struggle a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so do I. So do I. That's why I'm saying 7th, 6th or 7th is probably the best we can hope for next season, because the kind of players we're going to be able to get, I don't think we're looking at obviously Cunha. Cunha's good. We're looking at Delap. Yeah, I'm not sure about him as someone who's going to score 20 goals for us or 25 goals a season for us. You know, we're looking at Buomo. Again, he's another one. But then Newcastle are interested, Liverpool are interested, Arsenal interested, Tottenham are interested. So
Early
is
joint.
he going to come to United? Probably
No, I
not.
hear that, man.
You know
I
what I
hear
mean?
that.
So it's just
Yeah,
it's
come
like
on.
But yeah, goalkeeper definitely, centre midfield definitely, right back definitely, striker definitely, and another number 10 or another front three attacker definitely. Those are the 5 I'd say we need to 100% sign. Are we going to sign them? Probably not, because we don't have the money, but that's what we need to make us at least a decent side again, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Stress.
I would agree that is the minimum. I would say that 5 is the minimum that you need
Yeah,
to be able
100%.
to put a competitive team out there. You're about 5 players away from that. Yeah, I would say you're right. Yeah, but in terms of like squad as well, and then obviously you need work. Do you know what I mean? Because if any of those defenders get injured, then you're back to garbage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely need to sign like another defender. I know Heaven's coming through, and I know, Maguire is always good to sort of come in and do a job here and there. But if Lindelof's going, if Evans is going, we're really, really short as well. So we're definitely going to need some signings. So we'll see what happens in it. But that's what I feel like we need
no
at the moment.
money, Man United. What is your
none.
budget?
Well, we've just spent 62.5 on Cunha. So,
Yes.
Delap's going to be about 30 mil as well. Who knows? The way we're doing our payments now, we're doing payments like in installments. So, yeah, if Bruno does go, that's 100 mil there. That can
To reinvest in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you rather he stayed, rather than have the 100 mil to reinvest?
I would rather Bruno goes.
For 100 million, I think you've got to bite their hands off, ain't you? At
100%, 100% for that kind of money. I think if there's anything less than 70 mil, don't sell him. But anything more than 70 odd mil, 75, 80 mil, you got to sell him. He's 30. He's going to be 31. The guy is as good as he is, and as dope as he's been for us. Like, we can do better. We can get better, or we can build better.
You can build better. I think that's more important. I don't know that you can get better. I don't think that you can do that. I think not in terms of I don't think you can get better, but I feel like you can build better, and I think that's the goal right now, innit? You need like a complete.
I feel like don't get me wrong. I don't think Cunha is any better than Bruno. I think Bruno's better than Cunha, obviously, but Cunha's still young. Cunha's got Bruno abilities, so it's like I can see us building with someone like a Cunha or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, we could probably do better or build better. You know what I mean? Because I feel like with Bruno, don't get me wrong, he's probably one of the best number 10s in the world, right? 100%, and he's proven that. But it's just especially because he's got 19 goals this season. He's got 19 goals, 19 assists this season, which is amazing in all competitions. That's amazing.
Mad to think taking him out, especially that's the 19 goals and assists in that Manchester United team that finished 15th in the Premier League is borderline unbelievable, really, isn't it?
Amazing,
numbers. It's he's been a shining light. So I don't know, man. If I was a Man United fan, it would be with a heavy heart that he leaves. Do you know?
100%. I'm not one of these guys that are like, oh yes, Bruno got a goal. Bruno's crap. I actually think Bruno is an amazing player, and I'm as much as frustrating as he can be occasionally, like he does more good than bad. So for me, I'd be sorry to see him go, but the club's got to move on. We need the money. Bruno, Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, if they all go, that could fund a very big, very massive rebuild in itself. So for me, if the money's there and people want to buy them, take it. Sancho, hopefully, getting 25 mil for him. Anthony touted 40 mil. Rashford touted 40 mil. Bruno 100 mil.
25.
Garnacho touted 50, 60 mil. That's. Whew, we're talking almost 300 mil there. Maybe even slightly more than that. So, yeah. But that's if Bruno obviously, goes. That's the bulk of it. So, yeah. And we pay people in installments. That could fund a very massive job. Just because we sell for 100 mil doesn't mean we buy another player for 60 mil. That's come out the 100 mil. The installment might just be 20 mil out of that, and the signing on fee and all that stuff. So that's still 60 mil could potentially fund 3-4 players for us. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's crazy.
You need a huge window, though. It's going to be interesting, and this I can't wait for this this transfer window. Because a lot of teams need a lot of work.
100%.
Liverpool have already started strong. They're filling up their gaps already by the look of it. Man United needs a complete rebuild. They're going to get rid of a lot of deadwoods. They're going to bring a lot of new players in. It's going to be interesting to see who they are and what sort of price. It would be interesting to see how much money you're actually going to spend. Like even Man City, they need a bit of a rebuild now as well, isn't it? For the first time in God knows how long, they're looking a little bit over the hill at this point. So it's going to be
I kind of
very.
feel like City needed a rebuild for a while.
Yeah, have they
And it's
just
not
four people? And
it's not.
I don't know about that.
No, okay, so not necessarily a rebuild, but I feel like any time where they've tried to rebuild, they've not rebuilt well in a sense. If that makes sense. So, for example, like they brought in players that are like maybe okay, but they're still a bit raw, so they're not really hitting the mark. Like we're looking at players like Grealish, we're looking at players like Doku, players like that are decent players, but have they been a shining light for City? They haven't. Really.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, Savinho looks a top player in on his day, but again, he's not really hit the ground running on that.
Exactly.
He's not really done a madness. So I kind of hear that, to be fair.
This is what I'm saying. Because it's City as well, you would think that they would do a madness, but it doesn't feel like they have. It doesn't feel like the new signings that they brought in have done that. And it feels like it's either a case of do they now that the old guard is dying out, do they try to rely on these players that were brought in to then carry the load later on?
Yeah.
Are they going to rely on them now, or are they going to sack them off and try to do a new rebuild? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they can't rely on them. So that was my thing, because they haven't really. I think now they might have a Rodri replacement, or not a Rodri replacement, but a player who can fit into Rodri now.
Yeah, Nico Gonzalez or whatever. Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so they now have that, but like when you're looking at certain players, you're looking at certain players they brought in. Like, have they really brought in players that have built their team properly? Have they really got that? I know it'd be hard to replace, but have they got that? De Bruyne replacement, they haven't done really, and I kind of feel like that for a lot of their team. Only player that I feel like they brought in that was a better replacement or a decent replacement was probably what's my man's name? Flipping Julian Alvarez before he went to Alvarez before he went to LA.
Yeah, Marmoush replaced.
He was in there to replace Jesus. And that was a better replacement, but bar him, doesn't feel like anybody really has come in and that been a replacement. But
that's what I'm saying. I think Marmoush replacing Alvarez.
Marmoush as well. So that's the only replacement, and the replacement again. That's kind of felt like it's worked out. But even him, that's half a season. You've got to wait really and see how that's.
You've got to wait to see, but he's definitely starting well. I think he's
100%.
got 7 or 8 goals since January in about 19 games or something like that. That's a good record. That's a good return. That's 1 in 2.
Yeah.
For someone who's not used to this league, pretty good. But I hear what you're saying. They definitely haven't signed well, in my opinion. Kusanov, they signed him after a disastrous debut, and then after like 2 or 3 games, he's been out because I think he upset Pep, or him and Pep have been arguing. This Victor Reese guy, I don't think he's even played a single game yet, but I guess that's probably a signing for the future. Marmoush has been a good signing, definitely. But yeah, I don't think they've signed well. I don't think the last 2 years or so, they've not signed well, in my opinion, Man City. They've not really signed well. There's not really been many signings I can say they've done well. Doku's not really been amazing, as you said. Savinho's done well in bright spells, but he's often injured and again not playing week in week out. So I don't know. It's a hard one, but they definitely need more money to spend. But they just spent 200 million in January. So again, how are they going to spend another 200 or 300 mil come this summer? I don't know. Right.
Where's the 130 charges?
Well, started this season. They did the start of the season, but again, even that's gone quiet. I think it was Alex Ogale in the group who mentioned it. Like, what's happening with that? Because it's just gone quiet, and I agree, it's gone quiet. Nobody knows what's happening.
I'm glad that they didn't get any sort of points deduction or anything this year, though, because it wouldn't really,
Yes.
scheme of things, affect them. You know what I mean? I'm glad that it's played out, even how the season is played out.
I agree. I'm the same. I'm glad there's no, because if they got the points deduction this season, the worst thing they would have got was they're not in Champions League this season.
Good work, you know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things, like next year, I want them to finish that off, and I want them to get. You know what I mean? It needs to be painful.
Yeah, well, yeah, we hope. I'm still not convinced they're going to get anything more than a record fine. They'll probably get like 100 million fine, which is probably going to be sitting in their back pocket of all the officials and all the politicians that are going to try and get them that deal. And then, yeah, I don't think that. But I hope they get relegated. I hope they get kicked out of the league. I generally hope they get stripped of all their titles and all that stuff. I hope that happens because they've been fraud in the league for God knows how long, man. They're out of order. But do I see it happening? No.
No, I can't see it either. But I feel like they'll get some kind of
Yeah, deduction will be nice. For me, that's the minimum I'd personally accept.
and not no light deduction either. They need like
40 points, 50 points.
yeah, like a big ass deduction.
They need something massive, man. They need something that they're going to struggle to come back from.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would say, you Arsenal and Liverpool fans would say that, wouldn't you?
That's not even me being bad, man. I'm saying it because they deserve it, bro. Like, come on, man.
No, I know that.
They violated the league. They violated the whole.
I want them out of my way, though. I
know. That's the ulterior motives you man have. I know. Don't get it.
No,
I know.
I want Liverpool to get a deduction too. Fuck it.
Yeah. Liverpool should just be deducted because they're just bin dippers. But yeah.
I want Arsenal to see this, but we're here where we are, innit?
I hope we get relegated next year. How's that?
I hope you go out of business. What are we talking about here? I just said this. I just said that I want Arsenal to cease to exist. Like,
you're not silly. But it's funny because all you three are going to be up for the title next season, in my opinion. I don't think Chelsea are there yet. I don't. Depends who they sign, but I still don't think they'll be there next season.
That's
Spurs
another
need
big
to
one,
win
isn't it?
season.
Chelsea.
Huh?
They need a striker badly as well.
Yeah, but have you seen who they've been linked with and all these other guys? There's not really any names that are really concerning. Like it's all like not Gokeres, sorry, Delap and Sesko as well. And yeah, I'm just like,
Dude put a video out talking about João Pedro.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember as well, João Pedro. I'm just like, these aren't really signings that are gonna really like take them to that next level. I don't know what they're playing at, to be honest.
Okay.
Underwhelming, but the striker market is a little bit underwhelming, right? Like,
Do you think so?
I think so. I feel like Barguillo, who is obviously prolific, but also a gamble. But his numbers speak volumes. So
I don't know, man. There's Osimhen, there's Vlahovic.
How many strikers need to be on the market for you to say that it's a bit scarce and a bit underwhelming? How many decent strikers? You think that maybe one or two? That's it for it to be underwhelming.
What are we talking decent striker though?
Well, you've already said Sesko, right? Who you wouldn't mind?
I said he's potential.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind him because he's young. You wouldn't mind him because he's young. He's got potential. He's got a decent return for a youngster in the Bundesliga, right?
Which I don't rate.
You don't rate. Well, we don't rate the league. We don't rate. Yeah, fair. So what would you class as good, and how many do you see as available? Because
I'm talking elite strikers, and the only one on the market right now. We've got there's one.
Who's that? Sorry, Gio.
Elite. Okay. Yeah, I guess if you're saying elite, yeah, I'll probably agree with it. I think I'm not gonna lie. As much as people don't rate him or don't like him, I think Osimhen's elite. He's an elite striker. I don't see why
Yeah,
how you
I'm
can't
not
say he's
sold on
not an
that.
elite
I
striker.
don't know that he even does very well in this league, and I think his I don't know, man. He would
We
make.
say that about, but Jace, you always you. I feel like you say that about every single. Oh, we don't know. It's a risk. It's a risk. Yeah, we can. Everything's a risk, though. Like everyone's a risk. I mean, there's even strikers in this league that move to other teams in this league, and they flop. Like it's just the context of the setup and everything.
He's a bad apple as well, isn't it? That's what I was getting at. The
But
fact
okay, but is he? But ability wise, I don't see how he's not elite though. That's my point. Like he might be a bad apple. Like don't get me wrong, he might
what's
be a
his
bad apple.
numbers this year in the Turkish league?
Oh, it's high. It's
High,
high. I'm
pretty
pretty sure I read somewhere he scored 31 goals or something like that.
Where
So
done?
yeah. And all competitions, I think it's in the high 30s as well. Someone double check that 'cause I'm not with my computer, but he scored a lot of goals this season, and he scores a lot of goals at Napoli. Yeah, he might be a bad apple, but he's an elite striker. That's one. His numbers are sort of someone who's elite.
Do you know what? Honestly, before that nonsense last year with Napoli, he would have been an acceptable signing for me. I would have liked him. But
Yeah.
since that nonsense with Napoli and his demands and all of this nonsense,
Yeah. I hear it.
and stuff like that. That's what I don't like. That's
No,
why
I hear that. And for me, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm disagreeing with the fact that he's probably not considered as an elite striker. In my opinion, he's an elite striker. Would I want him at my club? No, I'd probably want Gyökeres. I'd probably want someone who's less of a bad apple because Man United are trying to get rid of that. I definitely agree with that. But I just think as ability-wise, he's up there. He's up there, and if he's available on the market, he's somebody that...
he's probably second to Gio right now, right? Like ability.
in terms of available-wise, yeah. He's definitely rated, but he's definitely better than Delap. He's definitely better than Sesko. He's definitely... Who else is available? He's not... Well, we don't know. Isak's probably not available, so I can't even say. But he's not better than Isak, and I don't think he's better than Gyökeres. I think him and Gyökeres are. I think Gyökeres is better. It'll be a better investment. Put it that way. Or
Definitely a better investment, I think. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
From the looks of it, he's got 40
have a look.
games.
Yeah, have a look at his record this season in Galatasaray.
From
Because,
the looks of it,
I was
he's
in
got-
Turkey as well. Funny enough, when they had a cup final, and he
He's got-
scored 2 goals,
He's
and
got
it was
40
pandemonium
games.
over there, boy. Like
Yeah.
it was.
From
They
the
were
looks
going
of
mad
it,
on
he's
the
got
streets.
40. He's played 40 games. Got 36 goals.
That's
8
it.
assists.
Jesus. So he's been
Yeah, so 36. You say 36 goals in all competitions.
All competitions.
That's
Yeah.
the number.
Yeah, I think so.
40 games.
How many in the league again?
25 goals in the league. 29 games.
Oh, it's 25 in the league. Okay, I thought it
goals.
was 30 in the league, but yeah, all right, 25
Yeah,
in the league.
29 games, 25 goals in the Europa League, 7 games, 6 goals in the Cup, 4 games, 5 goals.
Yeah, see, so when you look at his numbers, like ability-wise,
And
like,
that's not including assists,
right.
by the way.
as a player, no one's ever really doubted him. Do you know what I mean? Like, so as a player,
In,
it's the nonsense that comes with the player.
also,
No, I hear that. No, I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
in
I'm
ev-
just talking in what you're saying is the striker market is bad, and I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that because there's so many strikers that are available at the moment that can come in and do a job. Like, don't get me wrong, I know people are probably going to turn their nose at him, but Vlahovic is available as well. Vlahovic is a punt that someone can take a punt on him. Again,
I think
Sesko
he's-
seems like he's on the move. The lap, good potential potentially. The market's not that bad. There's possibility. And if you want to break the bank, you've got Isak, you've got Latoro, there's strikers. You know what I'm saying? If you want to break the bank and you want to spend 120 mil, 110 mil, then put a bid for Isak, put a bid for Lataro Martinez, put a bid for all these other strikers that are considered elite.
See, I ruled them out because they're not available. You know what I mean? I'm talking about available strikers. There is
Right.
not many elite strikers on the market right now.
Which is fair.
but I
And I
thought
think that we need an elite striker.
I almost feel like you almost never have that many elite strikers at one time anyway, regardless.
It's because there's people only play one striker now. Everyone's got to be sort of versatile and play 3 or 4 positions up front. You've got to be able to play a 10. You've got to be able to play left wing, right wing, and striker. So that's why there's no real strikers that are out there, I guess. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe because I'm desperate, and I feel like Arsenal should be desperate too, because Arsenal have Kai
I'm
Havertz
guessing, bro, I
and
need
Jesus.
striker.
Yeah. So I'd be looking at these guys. I'd be looking at Vlahovic. I'd be looking at Osimhen. I'd be looking at Gyökeres. I'd be looking at all these other guys, especially if you're deeming Latoro and Isak as unavailable, which they are probably. They're probably a bit too pricey. I would definitely be looking at some of these strikers, man, because it can't
They
continue.
would be my top 2 picks, right? Isak and Latoro.
Of course,
They would be my 1 and 2.
of course.
Outside of that, it gets a little bit.
The problem with that is, as your first 2 picks, you often want what you can't have. Those are the 2 that you probably can't have out of the strikers out there at the moment.
Sucks, doesn't it?
Because, yeah, because especially if you don't win the Champions League, yeah, you're definitely not touching his money. His price will go shoot right up.
Yeah, you're not lying.
Lataro might win Champions League, and Isak just qualify for the Champions League, so to speak.
Yeah, and Isak was meant to be 100 mil last summer. His value's only gone up this season, so yeah. Unless he comes out and says, "I don't want to play for Newcastle," I can't see him going anywhere. Isak.
And even if he does, I don't think that anyone has the money to kind of burn on him anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think anything more than 100 mil for him, and even 100 mil, I think it's just too pricey, especially for someone with that kind of injury record. And obviously, I'm not saying that I wouldn't spend 100 million on him. I would, but I just feel like in the position my club is in, and not that we have a chance, because we don't have a chance of signing him anyway. But if we did, I would just rather invest that money somewhere else on depth rather than just one player. But someone like Arsenal, I feel like Arsenal need just 2 signings away from challenging, or from winning the title, should I say. You're already challenging, so yeah.
I feel like it's two to 3. I feel like minimum 2. I feel like we a striker has to be one of them, and then I feel like we need an attacking midfielder as well.
I'm gonna say left wing and striker I feel like are your main 2, in my opinion.
I don't know, man, because Odegaard, he went missing for long parts, and we rely on him. Do you know what I mean?
I hear that,
No
but
one to
I'm personally gonna give Odegaard the benefit of the doubt this season. He's allowed a bad season in it, so he's been consistent the season before and the season before that. So I mean, I hear it. Obviously, you want the versatility, but I'm just talking about. I think me and you are having 2 different conversations again. It's like, for me, I'm talking about who's gonna come in immediately and
start.
and start. Yeah, I'm like, that's always my thinking is, in your first 11, where are the gaps that you need to improve? And in my opinion, it's striking, and you've got a great defense, your keeper's good, your midfield is good. I just feel like Martinelli and, let's say, Havertz is your first choice. I don't think they're going to win you titles. That's just a general.
So for me, I look at it from as a
depth.
fact,
Yeah.
what undone us, and the fact that Odegaard was well off of the boil.
Yeah, 100%. He was.
Just see what I mean? So it's kind of like I foresee that being a bit of an issue moving forward.
Yeah, I hear that. I think I don't think he did yourself any favours selling all the depth he had in that position. I agree. Smith Rowe started the season well, but then obviously he boiled off. He went off the boil a little bit, and then obviously Vieira in Porto was doing decent, but nothing to shout home about. So, but at the same time, they would have come in and done a job when you needed it because Odegaard was injured. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. Like, I get why Arteta did it, but I wouldn't have done it personally. I would never have sold the depth in the creative side of your midfield, personally speaking. But
especially when we lack in attack anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it didn't really make that much sense.
I hear you.
So what about Liverpool, Carl? What do you need to retain? What do you want to let me know in February?
Yeah, got your ass. Got him.
Shut up, Jay. Just shut up, yeah.
Got him. Got his ass. Got him.
Shut it. We need a new right back. Frimpong looks like he's coming in. That's pretty much done and dusted for the looks of it. I've got to try and get out a video in the next couple of days to try and say who Liverpool could potentially sign as a right back or what other choices they could go. I know Frimpong's probably already done and dusted, but I feel like there's other options out there as well. Left back is needed. I feel like midfield needs beefing up. It's needed beefing up for quite a few seasons now, but it needs beefing up now. I feel like, and this is no slight on Gravenberch because Gravenberch has had an amazing season, but I feel like he got not lucky, but his good season coincided with everybody having a poor season as well, like all the other teams around him and everything. And my worry is, can Gravenberch keep up that form going into the next few seasons? Szoboszlai wasn't the best, but he wasn't the worst. Can he continue that form going into next season? Are Liverpool going to rely on the midfielders they've got now, or are they going to bring in more midfielders other than Wirtz, who looks like he's coming in too? And that's my worry, is who they're going to bring in. And if they don't bring anybody in, then they're going to rely on these players who seasons prior to this season were garbage, or were more garbage than great. Do you know what I mean? That's my worry.
I wouldn't say garbage. I think they were very.
Szoboszlai was garbage.
Yeah, well, maybe him, but in terms of overall performance from your midfield, because you got to remember last season you were up there, right? Until you completely folded.
Last 5 or 6 games or something.
But that's what it is as well. Maybe garbage is the wrong word, but they're pushing above their weight in the sense that the midfield that you have it's not strong enough. Whether it's because you need more depth or whether it's because they're not of the quality or of the standard that you need it to be. The point is, when it gets to the back end of the season, you need to be able to finish off the season. And like I said, this season they were ahead of the pack enough that it was fine. But I don't feel that happens. If that's next season and Arsenal are closer, that doesn't happen. I don't think. If the midfield doesn't get sorted out, if the midfield doesn't get rejigged and reformed and rebuilt to the point where there's more, or there's better, or there's better midfielders, or there's more depth in there, I don't think that gets sorted out. I feel like as well, and this might sound a bit mad to say, but I feel like we might need at least one more attacker, which I suppose will work out anyway because I think Nunes is going, and who else is going? I'm losing the plot because I know Nunes is supposedly going, but I'm sure that there's others as well that I've seen.
So how many teams do you think are going to contend the title next season?
I would say 3, but I don't know which 3. But if I said 3, it'd probably be Liverpool, Arsenal, and City again.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Huh?
They're your 3. I think the same. I think that it'd probably mainly be. I see Man City slipping up at the pace again. And it'll probably be Arsenal and Liverpool, depending on the transfer window. If we don't sign a striker or we sign some 06 striker, then you can count us out.
I mean, count you out.
I'm not gonna lie. Liverpool look like favourites at the moment. So.
Count Arsenal out of winning the title, maybe, but I still think you guys will contend for quite some time before you tap out. I think you'll be there till near the end, even without a striker, like you was this season, like you was last season. I reckon.
I don't think so. I think that it gets progressively worse. Unless if you stand still, you get left behind. I've been saying.
Yeah, 100%. That's.
And if we don't sign the striker, we're going to stand still. So we
100%. 100%. And it's been steadily getting progressively worse because when you think about it, Arsenal 3 seasons ago, they led the season 93% of the season, forward towards the end. Last season, they were sort of like neck and neck with City, but then ultimately last day of the season. This season, they were nowhere near. And that's because they've not really signed their striker in that time. So you can see it already, it's progressively been getting worse. So that's why.
Still, didn't we?
Huh?
We stood still last season.
Yeah, 100%. Last season to this season, you've stood still. You signed Calafiori, Sterling, and Marino. No disrespect to those signings. They're bang average signings. All 3 of them.
Yeah.
Bang average. So the fact that you made those signings and that's why I keep saying it's about what you signed for the first team rather than the depth. Because Marino's a good signing for depth. Calafiori's a good signing for depth, but Arsenal aren't really struggling for depth. Someone like Man United struggling for depth. Arsenal ain't really struggling for depth. You just need someone that's gonna come in to that first 11 and literally galvanise and take certain games by the stuff of the net, be that X factor, and just be like, boom, I'm gonna win you the game. Boom, I'm that guy. Let's go. And I don't think you really have that in your squad. Even
Say we sign Rodrigo and Gio.
yes,
Do you think that we'll go on and win the league?
100%, 100%. Those are two world class. Well, yeah, those are two world class players. In the grand scheme of what their ability is, those are two world class players. So absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think we would come very, very, very close. I think that we would probably win the league. I'd chuck my hat out there and I would say,
Yeah. If you
I would say
don't
we're gonna
win the league, you don't win the league. But if you make those two signings, I think you will win the league. Like you will have a team capable of winning the league. Like I can sit there on my chest with my chest and say, with those two signings and the current squad you've got now, that's a title winning squad or a title winning team. But whether or not you do it, that's a different story. But yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I think so. Well, I would
Absolutely.
pass for the title if we made those two signings for sure.
Absolutely.
Then Rodrigo plays on the right, right?
Ah,
Rodrigo play on both sides.
what about Rodrigo? Can he?
I'm saying Rodrigo plays on the right, though, right?
Yeah, but those kind of wingers, you can play on the right, play on the left, man. You know, interchange and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the talk is obviously Arsenal looking at Rodrigo at the moment. So yeah, we'll see.
I know Liverpool were looking at Rodrigo at one point.
Huh?
I know Liverpool were looking at Rodrigo at one point.
Yo,
That was a while ago.
Piss me off if they signed Rodrigo. That would be ridiculous. With Salah on one side and Rodrigo on the left, we're mad.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man. You get your striker. You got Gio, man. You get your delaps, man. Get your delaps in. Get your delaps in, bruv.
Oh yeah, that would be a madness. Can you imagine that?
Wow, where'd he go? It's crazy. Nah, man. I think if you got the lap, I wonder how well he'd actually perform. Not just if you went to you lot, but in general, if you went to like a top club or a big club.
I would take the lap as a backup. Like so, I feel like we need two strikers this year.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be poor as backup. I think he'd be pretty good as backup.
You know, I
personally.
genuinely think that we need two strikers. I feel like we need one for the first team and we need a backup. Well, actually, we've got Havertz. We could do with one. One would be fine. Ideally, in my mind, I would love to get a little Delap as backup or someone that can sort of. Well, I would prefer Sesko as backup, to be fair, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you on Sesko. Why not blame you on Sesko being backup? But in regards to that, having a top striker, having a top striker to be your main guy and an elite striker trying to get an elite striker in.
Sorry to interrupt. Is there a way you can check a list of people who've come into this stream and left?
Yes, but I don't know if we can check it whilst we're live. But you can check it, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that list ASAP.
Because I saw someone who came in that I know as well, but I'll message you afterwards. But that's
message me afterwards, please. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's cool.
But yeah.
But yeah, flipping I was trying to invite you as well, ironically, when you said that. But yeah, flipping yeah, getting an elite striker in and having that Delap as backup, yeah, man, I hear that. It's just obviously getting that elite striker who feel like he's an elite striker, because you based on what you've been saying, you ain't got many options, bro. You're talking about Martinez, who might win Champions League, and talking about Isak, who's going to cost you 100+ million probably, so, and has Champions League, so that might have to be your first choice. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'd actually take that. I'd take the lap, ironically.
Yeah, I'd take the lap as well. I mean, I don't know if I'd have him as like my go-to first choice, but What was that?
It was TikTok being stupid and chatting about inactivity. It's gonna kick me out in 5 minutes.
How you being active when you're actually on it?
I don't understand why it does
That
that.
makes no
bro.
sense.
It's done that before, and what makes it even more stupid when it's saying that, I've been clicking on the software. Like when you left, I was clicking on the software to see where you were and to try and bring you back. So how are you telling me that I'm inactive when I'm clicking on the software?
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's like it's like a screensaver coming up, but you're clicking the mouse every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Joke thing, bro. This TikTok Live studio needs to sort out all its kinks, because it really is bad. It's terrible, bro. And then my OBS is shaking. Yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. It's so jarring. But yeah, we need to run this again and start talking about predictions, even though the season's only
Yeah, when
just
you're ready,
done.
bro.
The season's only just over, and we're gonna have to chat about predictions. And best one's gonna ask me about Liverpool in the league.
Yeah, as long as you're not waiting until February, bro.
Yeah, none of that this year, bro. You need to chuck your prediction out there, right or wrong. It don't really matter because you get cooked for it anyway. Look, you didn't make a prediction, and I've mentioned it multiple times in this live. So
Bro,
there's no avoiding it.
It's not, but it's not made me feel any type of way, because I've already explained to you why. Same thing as Nano. I explained to all of you the reason why I didn't do it. So it hasn't made me feel any type of way.
Wait, what prediction are you talking about? Sorry.
I'm saying the next time we run the live, we might do predictions. Depends.
Well, I feel like the prediction live is going to have to be once the windows.
Yeah. Like if
Uneducated predictions.
Yeah. If we do one in like a week or two, like that would be like the. Like I was gonna say the preliminary, but like just the early prediction one before like the transfers are finished. Like similar to when we do like the Prem predictor, innit? It'll be similar to that.
So what are we saying? September 1st, yeah, everyone runs their predictions, yeah?
I should probably, like I said, we can probably run like a preliminary one before then. But then obviously when the transfers come in, the transfers will determine.
Nah, to be fair, I would say we might as well just wait until the window ends, which is September 1st, and then just do it then. Lock in what we say and then go from there, innit? That's all I'm saying.
So the season's already going to start by then as well, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So-
the season will already start, but
So transfers,
like what,
I know all transfers aren't going to be done yet, but by that point, a team might be top of the league by a couple points or whatever, innit? Not saying that that's the be all and end all, but like the form that they're showing might be something for people to take notice of, unless it's Leeds. So yeah, what I'm saying. But we'll see. Like in a few weeks' time, we might just talk about what potential transfers teams can make, or what potential transfers teams are gonna make. I think going forward, we'll probably be talking more about what transfers are in the works, as opposed to what transfers teams need, because we've been talking about
all that jazz.
we've been talking about transfers that teams need for a while. Like we've been talking about that for like.
Let me just give you a little spoiler though. If we do sign Guillaume and Rodrigo, and then I'm thinking Arsenal to win the league, especially we chuck an attacking midfielder in there as well, and then we're going to win the league comfortably.
Sam Bruno, man.
I swear to God, I will take him tomorrow.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's funny. Alright.
Absolutely not.
I am going to sit outside in my garden before it gets too dark for me to do that, and probably go live on my channel.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good one as always.
We can run, if anything, in a week or maybe not 2 weeks. Maybe when the Champions League's over, we'll have a proper review of the season, how the season went, how certain teams performed. Spurs getting 17 and how pathetic that is, because that really is pathetic. 38 points. I'm not gonna. Listen. Best one. I got to call Bauer.
what's up? What happened?
I said I've got to call Bauer. Like how dare your team get 38 points and not get relegated?
bro.
That's
You
it.
know what? Yeah,
That's insane. I can't lie. That's insane.
bro.
That is.
If you call him, then make sure I'm involved as well because that's what it is. All right. That guy went on vacation nice and early, yeah, right, until they won that trophy. Now he wants to reappear. All right. So I'm telling you now.
Yeah,
I'm telling you
it's
now,
been
yeah,
for a
right.
minute still.
I'm telling you now, if you call him, you better add me in that call as well, that conference call, cause where we need a meeting.
I might have to destroy him first, pause before you talk.
You lot are so funny.
Because if I call him and invite Bestman to the call before I get to talk to him, I won't get to talk to him because Bestman's gonna be on his neck.
No. The thing is, I'll allow you to speak. Yeah, right. I'll allow you to speak, and you can say whatever. And then when you stop, then obviously I'm next. You know what I'm saying? Because, boy, as I said, there needs to be a meeting that needs to be held. Because
I've seen expressions, conversations with Robbie, and all I'm saying is, I would not be surprised if Bauer starts moving like that.
no, the thing is, yeah, they are going to start moving like that. But my issue is, yeah, right. My issue is the fact that these mans do what they do every single year, go on vacation, yeah, right, early in the season, and they've only now reappeared once they beat United for that Europa League. So that is my issue. If they were, the thing is, yeah, right. All right. If they were there throughout the whole of this season, back in their team and getting the full brunt of the cooking, then I hear it. All right. I'll be like, all right, cool, I hear it. But the thing is, the last time I spoke to Bauer is when I said to him, yeah, right, that if Spurs win it, yeah, right, I will actually congratulate you, man. And then that was about it. Other than that, yeah, right, this guy was on holiday.
I mean, to be fair, I think he actually was on holiday. To be fair, but I hear you.
This guy was on holiday, but in general, yeah, you know what I mean. When I say
No.
when they're on
I'm
vacation.
trolling. You were there.
They're all like that, man. They're all like that.
So the thing-
me and the Cox had a Chelsea fan like that before. Elliot, you remember him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the thing
I
is,
had to
yeah,
delete him. I was like,
So
nah.
the thing is, yeah. So the thing is, that is my problem. See, I had my old shift manager from work here who tried calling me out on Twitter. I'm like, bro, don't be trying to call me out, yeah, right? When you not be nowhere. Where have
They're all
you
like
been?
that, man. They're all like that, man.
So the thing is, yeah, I hear it if they were here throughout the whole season, and if they were like how Expressions was, yeah, right, taking the full brunt of the cooking all this season, all right, I would hear it. I would hear it. But I'm sorry, yeah, no way. Even Reki CM, yeah, right. That guy, I don't know if he was using mental health issues as an excuse to go about his business, yeah, right. But all of a sudden, he's come out of nowhere.
Of course.
I mean, Reki had only half disappeared. I still saw him from time to time. So, but yeah, you're right. Because even the other day I was streaming and Reki turned up, and it was the day. It was the final. I'm sure it was. I did a watch along, and he came at the end.
Yeah. So that's the issue I only have. At the end of the day, my team has been shit, but I've been here. I've been here to get cooked. Do you see what I'm saying now? But yeah, them man's got on a whole heap of vacation. I remember seeing my man, but shout out Bauer, by the way, cool guy and everything. I remember 2 seasons ago, man was all up in the top of the stadium going to Beyonce concerts. So this is so that's my only issue with Spurs fans. Even my neighbour's the same. This guy was hiding from me every time he used to see me. He used to try and run back in the house.
That's jokes.
so this is all I can really say. You know what I mean? But other than that, no. Shout out Spurs fans. Congratulations, you won the Europa League. I hear it. You know what I mean? I can only congratulate you, man. At the end of the day,
Bun them, man.
They did it, and then on top of that, and he stood on business. He said that he wins in the second season, and he's done it. So I can't.
Bun them, man.
No, the thing is though, Clocks, I hear what you're saying, yeah. Even in the group chat, yeah, alright, when we did the conference call in the group chat, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I even said to them, man's in it, yeah, right? The same thing I said to all my other Spurs fans. I challenge Spurs to win it. If Spurs win it, I will congratulate them. When they won it, I came in that chat and I actually said it to them, and they even agreed, and they even said it as well. Yeah, you actually did. So I can't really cuss. I've said it. If they win a trophy, I can't cuss. The same with Liverpool. If Liverpool wins a trophy again, I can't use the narrative of COVID. Do you see what I'm saying? So
This spreader.
no, it's the truth. No.
I fully hear you. I'm not even disputing that, but it's just like,
Yeah.
Bun Spurs, man. Forget them, man.
The thing is, as much as I would love to say Bun Spurs, this season I can't say it to them. I have to actually be kind of consistent. I have to actually follow the words that I actually say. You get what I'm saying? So I can't. Just for this season, I can't say Bun Spurs.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Like,
You know what I mean?
even this season, I can't say it, but I'll still say it, man. Bun them, man.
No. You can say it. You can say it and everything, but I have to only follow through with the word.
Because they won a Europa League, some decent trophy that they're going to avoid corny. You're mad, bro. These are won one trophy in 17 years. They're still
But
gonna,
Jace,
it don't matter to me. Like,
Jace, I hear what you're saying. No, Jace, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, but at the same time, as I had that as I posed that question earlier on when I came in, yeah, right. I'm still going to actually get onto Spurs fans in terms of their league position.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if they finish higher in the league, then fair enough. I probably won't get onto them about it. But unfortunately, I have to 22 games losing, and you lost more games at home than you did away. So we need to have so there needs to be a meeting and a conversation.
No, yeah,
in terms of,
100%. Like, don't ever get it twisted. Even if I did say earlier on that they had a better season than me, their Premier League season was abysmal, bro. Like,
yeah.
And as bad as Man United were, we still finished higher than them. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So
I know, innit? Exactly. So they need. So I need to ask them the question. Yeah. Are you happy with your season? All right. Because I just need to know. Because if you are happy with your season, if you do it again, I want you to say that you're happy with that season again. So I just want you to be consistent.
There definitely needs to be a combo about that. I agree. It's a combo for another day though. But definitely needs to be a conversation about that, because that's diabolical, man. You could never tell me that, as a top six side or as a top side, you can't even finish 15th. But the fact that you went 2 positions worse and you finished in 70, just above the relegation zone, that's even more bad. That's mad.
I'm telling you, if those three teams in relegation was so much better, I'm telling you.
100%. Yeah, we were saying that earlier. 100%.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Sorry, I've just been listening to you guys. Well, I'm watching the Rookie at the same time, but I've been listening to you guys as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Just chilling. So
Spurs are lucky that these are probably the 3 worst teams we've had in Premier League for a while. They're very lucky because, bro, 38 points have got bare teams relegated before. So, yeah, that's mad.
yeah, man, I know. So, but you know what, like what it is, Liverpool, congratulations on winning the league. Crystal Palace, congratulations on winning FA Cup. As much as I don't like this team, Newcastle, congratulations on Carabao Cup. I didn't even want Newcastle in the Champions League. They're just gonna stink up like they did last time. And then Tottenham, congratulations on Europa League. So can no one sit there and say I have not congratulated people on winning their
congratulations, bro. Congratulations, bro.
You know,
I hear you got to be consistent and stuff, but bun that, man.
But I just got to be consistent. I
hear it, but like, man, bun that, man. Spurs got lucky that the one team they played, probably the one team that they could beat this season, and that's that in it. It's literally that. I think if Spurs played anyone else in that final, they probably would have lost, man. They played Bilbao, they played Lyon, if they played Lazio, they would have lost that final, man. Well, because they were shit in that final as well. We were just a bit more shit.
At the moment, all I need is Real Betis to do a job, and then I think I'll be happy. I think I'll be happy. So Anthony, please, please, Anthony, come true, arise. You know what I'm saying? You watch your solo leveling, please, arise.
Honestly speaking, Anthony, yeah. I think he's got
Anthony,
something,
arise.
something special in store for Chelsea. Still.
Anthony, arise, man. That's what I need.
Alright, you man, I'm out, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna follow you lot.
Aye, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a bit. It's been a good one.
Aye, in a bit, yeah.
Clocks. I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, show you in a minute.
Yeah.
In a bit.
Easy. Everybody who is in the Roster Source chat, I will be back at some point later on, probably playing a little bit of FIFA. I don't know if I'll be back on TikTok or I'll be back on YouTube or I'll be back on Twitch. I'll probably be back on all of them, but I've got to sort out my OBS because I messed it up, and I can't lie to you. Because I messed it up, I might not be back on anything besides TikTok or anything at all because I'm annoyed. So, yeah, it's been a good one, and I will talk to you in a bit. So stay blessed and be easy. We will have another one next week. Take care.